So our book today, we're going to read hairy, scary, ordinary. What is an adjective? And this is by our friend Brian P. Cleary, and it's illustrated by Jemna Promiscuity. And this is a great little book that we can talk about adjectives. When I see the word hairy, scary, and ordinary, immediately I get a brain picture of what those are. And the pictures that are on our page also help us with that. Let's dig in. If we don't remember what an adjective is, our dear friend Mr. Cleary gives us the definition on the first page. And on the first page he says, an adjective, a word that describes a thing, idea, or living being. So it's something that describes something. So when we were talking about our pink fuzzy, pink is the word we use to describe it. Fuzzy is another word we use to describe it. We were talking about our tripod. We saw that it had 3 legs, and she called it an octopus, which is actually a very good way of describing it, and said that it was rubbery and had those black and yellow pieces on it. That was a very good description for that. So in our book here, we're going to talk about some things, hairy, scary, and ordinary. And I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about adjectives. Here we go. Adjectives are words like hairy, scary, cool, and ordinary. Our friend here is hairy, like very full of hair. Our friend here is scary like a vampire. Our friend here might be a little bit scary with her glasses there. Cool might be to describe the glasses, you know, those sunglasses. And ordinary, he really doesn't have anything going on there. Juliet, do you know what the word ordinary means?
Normal, regular.
Ordinary means normal, regular. So in our picture with our friend who is not wearing any kind of special outfit or other item, he looks pretty normal, right?
Yeah.
The one in the ordinary on the bottom. Yeah, I would say so. All right. The next thing we're talking about, they describe like tan and tall, funny, frisky, smooth, and small. In our picture, they describe the gentleman who just got a suntan, so his skin's a little bit tan there. And he's pretty tall. He's pretty tall. And his friend beside him is pretty small compared with his size. Funny, he's making funny faces. Frisky is he's very active. Smooth like ice cream. And small like small. So remember, we're going to talk about all the adjectives we just talked about. They tell us things are orange or green, hot or cold, or in between. In our picture here, this young lady is holding the orange box, and this gentleman or young lady is holding the green box. We can tell because those colors match up. Hot, this gentleman is definitely overdressed. Cold, this gentleman is definitely underdressed. And this gentleman is just right in between. Leaky, squeaky, ancient, new, easy, breezy, broken, blue. So leaky means there's something dripping from it, which you can look at the top and see that. Maybe a leak in the ceiling there. Squeaky, if you've ever squeezed an animal or a toy and it made a sound, that's definitely squeaky. Something happens when you hug something a little too tight, like he has his dog there. Ancient means old, and new is that she's got a price tag there, so she was brand new to the being bought. Easy, if we knew that 2 plus 3 is 5, and 1 plus 4 is 5, then we know that that's an easy question. Breezy means that the wind is blowing. Broken, unfortunately our plant has been broken out of his cage. And blue, we know that the color blue is describing that bottom there. So those are our describing words that we have so far. Ready? Okay. Adjectives help tell us more, like narrow street or favorite store. Juliet, if I did not know what the word narrow meant, what kind of a mind movie might I make to describe our picture here?
A narrow road.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what narrow means, so if you could be so kind as to give me some other words that I might use to describe narrow.
Small.
Small, okay. Is the road in our picture small?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So narrow means you can't fit through. So this guy's a little on the larger side. He's coming down a narrow road. He might get stuck. Is that what might happen with the word narrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the word favorite? Do we know what the word favorite means?
So, if you like the color blue.
Mm-hmm.
And you like the color red,
Mm-hmm.
but you would like the color blue more than red.
Oh, so a favorite is something that I like more than something else.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. Thank you for sharing. Hilly chilly, fast and fun, undercooked and overdone. Hilly chilly kind of gives itself away there with being out in the snow. Fast is like when you're running really fast. Fun is obviously fun. Undercooked means it's not quite done. And overdone means it's burnt to a crisp. They tell us of an old black boot, a rainy day, a wrinkled suit. What kind of a mind movie are you getting when you think of an old black boot?
Like a work boot, maybe.
A work boot? Okay, can you tell me more about that?
Like,
Nope. Have to stay here. Have to use your mind movie. Not any drawing right now, honey girl.
like a boot, but it's
A
black.
boot? Okay. Okay. How about a rainy day? What kind of a mind movie do you get with that one?
Looking out the window, but it's raining.
Okay. Yeah, all right. And a wrinkled suit, of course, is when your suit is kind of full of wrinkles and not very nice looking. All right. A silly teacher, giant hair, a large cow at the local fair. Kickballs that are red and rubber, spots clean fur each time you scrub her. That one gives me a mind movie. The first time we ever bathed our kitty cat, which did not go well. They did not like to be in the tub, and all we heard was yowling. All we saw was a very wet, sad cat. We smelled wet fur, and we felt a very unhappy animal. Cold, dark mornings, hot pink shades, young girls drinking lemonade. It's that time of year to be drinking lemonade, so I'm sure you have a lot of memories of that. They tell us if root beer's flat or fizzy, and if your street is quiet or busy. That treats are yummy, shakes are thick, if your tummy's calm or sick. They're colorful like mauve and puce. They help explain like lean and loose. Lean means that something doesn't have a lot of fat. Mauve is this color of the girl's dress. It's like a shade of red. Puce is a shade of greenish. So that's what they're describing there with their two young ladies in their dress. Lean, and the young lady has a burger that's 99% fat-free, means that's a lean burger. And then this kitty cat is starting to lose weight, so his pants are not fitting him, so they're a little bit loose on his baggy pants. Oh, there it is. Baggy, saggy, stretchy, strong, much too short, or way too long. And those are things we use to describe our clothing. Adjectives are words like flashy, vibrant, bright, and somewhat trashy. So flashy like the lights, or flashy like shiny. Vibrant means what, Juliet?
It's really bright colors.
Mm-hmm. And trashy is, of course, describing our trash can. Frilly, silly, polka-dotted, single-looped, or double-knotted. That's to describe things that are tied. Words like spunky, rather clunky, priceless, nice, or downright junky. Priceless means that there's no amount of money that you can put onto something that would make its value be worth getting rid of. Speedy, spoiled, spiffy, spare, thrifty, nifty, bronze, and bare. Our friend bronze is that this foot is bronze color, and bare is that it's bare feet with no shoes. Spiffy means what, Juliet?
You're really dressed up.
Spiffy can be really dressed up. It can also be really cool. Speedy means something that goes really fast. Thrifty is something that is very
Old.
economical. No, actually it means economical. Thrifty means economical. Mm-hmm. A lot of good words in
But
here.
what if I didn't know what economical means?
If you didn't know what economical means, you could look that up in the dictionary, right? Yes, you could. Or you could always ask Google. These modify nouns in ways that help tell us. What does the word modify mean? Do you know?
Change.
Yes, thank you. If I didn't know what modify means, could I use the rest of my sentence to figure it out? They modify nouns in ways that help tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. So I can replace the word modify with change since I know what it means. Thank you. If someone's sincere, delighted, or jealous, what does it mean to be sincere?
So say you want to go on a boat ride and you really want to go, and if somebody else is going, that's it. You shut the deal down, you're going.
Okay, a little bit more description would be sincere means that you really want to do something, that it's you're really being honest about what you want to do. Absolutely. When you write something sincerely your name, you're saying, honestly, this is how I feel. If jackets are herringbone, pinstriped, or plaid, if babies are crabby, excited, or glad. Herringbone is a type of pattern. Pinstriped is another type of pattern. And plaid is often used by golfers. They tell us that shows are stupid or funny, or books that are stuffy, amazing, or punny. Juliet, I know you know what the word pun means because you like to use them a lot. What is a pun?
A joke.
It's a joke, and it's also a word that is used in a different way. Like, for instance, if I were to say that...
Knock, knock.
That's not a pun, actually. That's a knock-knock joke. If I were to say something like... Oh, I love the way that you have a pair of pears. In other words, you have a pair, 2 pairs. That's a pun. Of looks that are frightening, dogs that are stray, or a coffee that's black and a cup that is gray. Juliet, can you tell me what frightening means?
Scary.
Yeah, can you look at my picture and tell me what frightening means?
Well, so that is a frightening thing.
Yeah, why?
Because normally a mad cat is something to be scared of.
I agree with you on that one. Thank you. A stray dog is something that doesn't have a home. And, of course, black coffee and a cup that's gray to describe that. I hope you're getting all of these. And, of course, we'll talk about which ones are in. Adjectives help us describe when we're tired or say when we're grumpy or when we are wired. Wired means we are really, really excited and we're very full of energy. Without them, we couldn't tell Mom how we feel, like hungry or hurting or ready to squeal. Do you know another word to describe the word hungry?
No.
Pretend you couldn't tell me that you were hungry but you wanted food. What would you tell me?
I want food.
You want food. Can you think of another word to describe that?
I'm
Are you starving?
starving.
Are you famished?
Famished.
Are you completely and utterly
Starving.
starving? Yeah, absolutely. How about if you had something that hurt?
Ow.
Ow is definitely a describing word. But what if something was hurting? How would you describe that? Remember we went to the doctors and you hurt your toe and they asked you to tell you a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, it just itches, up through throbbing or stabbing. Remember when you stubbed your toe and it was clamping down? Or when it was aching? Ouching is not a word. Ouchie, ouchie, pain. Yes. Your dad liked that phrase. Yes, that works out very well. How about if you're ready to squeal, you're ready to pop, you're ready to explode, right? Yes. Lopsided, one-sided ball games that bore us. The sweet, gentle sounds that descend from the chorus. Lopsided means that there's one side that's larger or off to the side than the other. One-sided means that it only has one side. Boring means what? What's another word to describe boring?